This is BTV News at 9 o'clock, coming to you live from the capital, Gaborone. Good evening. Let's take a look at the headlines. Preparatory meetings for the 9 Aligned Movement Summit have begun in Uganda to draw an agenda for the heads of state meeting. New water connections to begin in parts of Tlukweng in February this year. And in sports, Botswana Football Association and Botswana Football League urged to get their house in order. I am Khomotso Mapani. Interpreting in sign language is Topo Taposa. Preparatory meetings for the 9 Aligned Movement Summit have begun in Uganda to draw an agenda for the heads of state who will converge on Friday. According to the acting permanent secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Mr. Clifford Maribe, President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi is scheduled to attend the twin summits, which include the G77 plus China in Kampala, which will seek resolutions to current global challenges, such as the escalating war between Israel and Palestine, as well as the reform of the United Nations Security Council, among many others. Kifilwe Mokgautsane.
Hundreds of delegates and several heads of state are expected here in Kampala this week to attend the 19th Non-Aligned Summit, coming 63 years since the formation of this 120-member body. Preparatory meetings that will draw the agenda for the heads of state began yesterday and will culminate into the Friday summit. President Masisi will join his peers on Friday to add Botswana's voice to propose solutions needed to heal the world's growing pains.
It's a useful platform as it provides us with the opportunity to meet with other countries, discuss and take positions on global challenges that we find around the world. Global challenges, you look at issues of peace and security, where peace and security are threatened, and we can come together as countries around the world to discuss and come up with solutions or resolutions to those issues of peace and security. There are challenges that, like the reform of the United Nations Security Council, for example. As you know, currently there is a big problem unfolding in the Middle East, where regrettably the Security Council cannot take a position.
Botswana joined the Non-Aligned Movement in 1970, an organization that was formed in the backdrop of the Cold War, where member states rejected alignment in a bipolar world of the time that pitted the East and the Western blocs. The principles of this movement resonated with what has become Botswana's renowned foreign policy of non-interference and peaceful solutions to conflict.
Our foreign policy is anchored on multilateralism. We have to work with other countries, to open opportunities for trade. We have talked, or His Excellency has come up with the reset agenda. As you know, we talk a lot about value addition. Value addition, at the end of the day, is about producing goods and services, adding value to our natural resources so that we can have goods and services that we have to export to other countries to generate that revenue that we use to develop our country. So when you come to meetings like this as a president, you meet other presidents who you can sit around the table with and build those friendships that are necessary to maintain trade relations with other countries that we need. So these are some of the things that we have the president traveling abroad to do. We need friends to trade with. We need friends to get foreign direct investment from, and these are the benefits that come to Botswana.
On Sunday, President Masisi will join the heads of state for the G77 plus China summit, where the focus will once again be the development challenges of the member states and the contentious rallying cry for developing nations for the reformation of the world financing architecture.
Today's meeting, for example, will be discussing a lot, we expect, on the Palestinian issue, what is happening as we speak in that Israel-Gaza war. We hope that, at the end of the meeting, there will be a common position as to what needs to be done to resolve this unfortunate and unfolding situation in the Middle East.
The historic back-to-back hosting of the twin summits will end on Monday. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni will take over the chairmanship of the non-aligned movement for the next 3 years from Azerbaijan. Kifilo Mokhazani, BTV News, Kampala, Uganda.
The First Lady, Ms. Neo Masisi, this morning paid condolences to the Siponi family in Kang following the loss of Ms. Kiurapetsi Edith Siponi, wife to the former Kang Kgosi Churchill Pego Siponi. The First Lady recalls Kiurapetsi Edith Siponi as a loving, hardworking and prayerful woman. Neo Mudungwa reports.
Miss Kiurapetsi Edith Siponi, who originates from Tsane, got married to Kgosi Churchill Pego Siponi in 1957. The two were blessed with 7 children, but 2 have since passed on.
Me tiro tsotlhe tsa fa ke le mono ke le go kgotleng ke ka tlhomamisa gore kgosi ya ba le teng ana le morahe mme gareng ga morafeo go na le mogolo mongwe mogolo yo betsho e le mme yo pelo ntle yo a ratang ka matsogo otlhe le pelo yotlhe gore ke tlhomamisa ntate gore bothito jone le bobua ba ga mme le rona re le kgakala jana re se bana ba mono ine re le mono re be re ikutlwa re le bana ba mono mme re le bana ba gagwe.
Residents reveal they have lost a true mother figure.
Remota tlhegelong ya gaene mosadi mogolo o ile a lwala ba gaeso ga se mo go telletelle ke tsa gore ke kgwedi yone ya December o re tlogela ka di 10 go la boraro go Gaborone mo wa go re ka kagiso.
The First Lady also went on to console the Pori family in Kang.
Ke setso sa rona se se monate se dirileng gore ke tle kwano ke gone go sitega gore ke tsamaye ke sa tla go gata mme ke tsene hela mo mahokong a kgomotso ke re betso go motsega a re go motsegeng ka ene mogolo ra itse gore bagolo ba ba tshetseng mo Botswana wa bogologolo go ne go ntse jang go sena sekontere bone batsadi ba bagolo ba buiwang ba go se Sipone e bon ra go mogolle bone bo re phori ba le gone ho mme ba ga Botswana
mahatshe a re tswala dipelo makampona ba kagiso ye le teng go la hatsheneng la rona ke tsa ke re ga wa tla hano hela o le ma atsile o tsile hano o le ma setšhaba o tsile hano o tla go ya ma setšhaba sa gago nke.
Miss Siponi, who passed on at the age of 87, will be buried on Saturday. The Pori family will lay their loved one also on Saturday. Neo Mudungwa, BOTSWANA Television, Kang.
The Botswana Sectors of Educators Trade Union BOSETU has raised concerns about increasing incidents of corruption in the country. The president of BOSETU, Mr. Winston Radikolo, expressed this during a press conference held in Gaborone today. Mr. Radikolo emphasized that the union will work tirelessly to fight corruption, not only in Botswana but globally.
Now, the billion-dollar question is, why are we having all these economic scandals? Why are we having a project delay incomplete? Why are we having cases? Now the answer goes, A1 hela, it's all about corruption and malpractices. Comrades, corruption, Ronamo was said to it's a pandemic. Now, if all of us here, lehatsi ka kakaretso, we should look at corruption as a pandemic, and it's #1 pandemic.
In other news, the Member of Parliament for Tlokweng, Mr. Thulagano Segokgo, has informed his constituents that following completion of the Masama water project, water connections will begin in Letlapeng Ward in February this year. The project will address water challenges in the area since Tlokweng will now have access to water from the Khatlong and Litsebugo dams. Mr. Segokgo said this during a consultative meeting in Tlokweng's Mahwading ward yesterday.
The 781 million Pula Masama project will transmit 64 million cubic meters of water from Masama to the Mamashia water treatment plant for ultimate distribution to the greater Gaborone area, which includes Tlokweng. The Letlapeng ward is one of those hit by severe water shortages in Tlokweng, but now that will soon be a thing of the past.
Project ya Masama e wets. Mi bile ke le solohetsa gape gore ka February parliament e tsena ya go dira molao kana gare aba madi wa biwa ka molao. It's a bill ya ko parlamenteng ile a bill molao mongwe le mongwe tla ile a bill no ona molao o ke a lara gompieno o tla be o ntshitse madi a go tsenya metsi ko Letlapeng.
Residents also hailed the construction of the recreation park, which they say will be of great benefit.
Nna se ke se eletsang ke gore re tlhalosediwe go papa male gore tota recreational park e wela ka ko kae. A ke VDC, a ke council, a ke ko bogosing.
Ka lo fueranwa ke kompone mme kompone e thapetswe di captain e na le di pro e na le se tla be di treasurer e na le captain gore me a e yon a yo ranwa ke council go tsa ke BDC ka gore e yana council ka
currently we understand gore that recreational facility ya ge tsone mo ngwe ya le male ke lwa council ka wena madi a puso jaanong go tshwanetse gone gore ga re tla re nna hatse re tla ka tsele e leng gore e tla kgona go manage kana le batho ba ene gore ba tle ba tsamaisa go hale ke ba ene gore bana le bokgoni ba go tsamaisa le recreational park eo jaanong sentse re buisana mme tla re ga re wela le one ke tsela gore le one tse be e wela e be re ka itse gore ka le kudisa morae ke tsela go na le phutego tse dingwe tse e leng gore re tla tla re di tshwara towards the end of February le March. It's a lot by then the very carbe it's a family ya go tsemiswa ka tseleng tse ja re sone go ba re buisana le di stakeholder tse di maleba le rona re le council ba tlotlegi ba sone go etsela go nna le sabe sa bone.
The residents were applauded for their active participation and cooperation with different stakeholders to bring developments to Tlokweng. Geletlelezwe Somulekai, BTV News, Tlokweng.
Residents of Dikgawana have been advised to venture into agripreneurship as there are many opportunities within the industry. Addressing a Khotla meeting in the village recently, Member of Parliament for Matete Molapo-Abojang, Dr. Edwin Dikoloti, shared that growing the agricultural sector would go a long way in addressing some of the country's challenges, such as unemployment. Pel Puduhudu reports.
For most communities in rural areas, agriculture is the main economic activity. Therefore, Dr. Dikoloti says it is high time that farmers now consider plowing higher quality crops with high yields. He cited that crops such as sunflower and moringa are worth pursuing as game changers in the country's agricultural landscape.
How catch one lady catlagon talione? Ke kganya temutuo ya kgwebo agripreneurship go a seo se buega mo mathete molapa wa bojana. Agripreneurship, temothuo ya kgwebo. Ra le moringa. Di tswa moringeng ga di kana ka sepe. Go di temo go mahura kana ga gona sepe sa moringa se se latlhiwang. Le ha o batla go atolosa o tsenya mo dijong tsa leruo o di kotla di seng kanang ka sepe. Sa ratang ka moringa go se ke gore ha o ka tsa tsone di seedlings tsa moringa o di lema mo tshimong o bo tswa o tsamaya tshimo wa go ha o tswa ko ya go timelela o itlhela le ditlhare o ipotsa gore ditlhare tse ke di hiano le moringa do tse re letsa gore le dibope le di diragatse.
Residents appreciated some of the developments in the village.
Re be re tsena mo gore re lebogele clinic ya rona batsadi. Clinic ya rona e ntse e ntšhahadiwa e phepahadiwa e pentwa e irwa e bankangwa difenstere. Lwa e bona le lona ha lo tsena ha le gore go ntle jang ha clinicing. Mme hala mongame ga go a lekana. Re shota ka matlonyana a re gore ka ne re ha balwetsi ba gateletswe be ba bewa gone ho gore a kgone go tlamelwa ho a se a rallo yana ke batho ka gore ha le ho ra moralla re ntse re tlhatlhojwa jana mme be go sa nne sentle.
Re tlhokana le gore re emele kganya ya ofisa boipelego ka dinao ka gore mo waiting list ya batsadi ba ba tshwantseng gore ba assessiwe ofisi ya me ya ga maboipelego e tletse dipalo-palo jaanong ke sone se nne maloba re ntse re ntsha tshutiso gore re kopa maboipelego wa bobedi o ka thusang maboipelego o teng gampieno.
Youth-owned companies were urged to register with the Department of Roads as funds have been set aside for the construction of internal roads in the constituency. Pel Puduhudu, PTV News, Dirawana.
The IEC Secretary, Mr. Jefferson Siamisang, says that Botswana continue to register to vote in large numbers for the upcoming general elections, while noting the impressive number most constituencies have registered so far. He decried a slow turnout in only 5 constituencies.
205,723 mo di kgaolong top ka di constituency tse di 61 tse di hitela mo lehatsheng la Botswana go tsweletse sente mme hela rena le di constituency di ka nna 5 maitso tse leng gore dipalo tsa bone ke bo 1.8 bo 1.9 go hitela mo nako ya gompieno di constituency di tshwana le bo ya Chobe bo Maung West bo Francistown East Mogodisane East le Takatokwane ke tsone tse leng gore la ga ba se thoba simotsa go daga dipalo tse di botoka mme hela ha re bua re soboka dipalo tsa bona di santse le go tase la ya go kgaolong thopo e tshwana le ya Good Hope Matete e kile be bidwa go to ke a barolonka ke yona e di ga isenso te gane motho a ka dirisa magoko a ntse jalo ka gore mona kwa gompieno kana last week Friday bana ba tsamaya ka 7,715 kgaolo thopo e tshwana ya Nkange Batswana ba emekana maitsho ba ikwadisetsa mo around 7.5 di constituencies di tshwana le ya Tsopon North ya Tsopon South ya Bobira ya Gamalete ya go Phalape tota bo Mahalape so thela jana dipolo di a itumedisa hela thata
Liza Osekeng is standing by to give us the latest in sports. Liza? How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes.
How is it going at the AFCON?
Yes, just like you said yesterday, it's upset after upset. Namibia just backed 3 points against Tunisia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please proceed, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Liza Osekeng with your World of Sport. And in our first story, the Minister of Youth, Gender, Sport and Culture, Mr. Tumiso Rakgare, has applauded Dinaledi Football Academy Director Ariel Ralebala, as well as the Chairperson Godfrey Ratlaga, for the great work they have done in putting up a world-class football facility in Odi Village. Minister Rakgare said the academy will go a long way in developing football in the country. Katlego Khakole has the report.
Minister Rakhari went on to applaud the good work done by the two in OD, saying they should be recognized as the facility has a potential to produce world-class players who can play their trade outside the country, something that will contribute to the performance of the national team at the world stage.
Hoping and our wish is that 15, you're under 17, you're under 20 and under 23.
For his part, Dinaledi Football Academy Director Ariel Ralebala says they saw it fit to set up the facility to make a living from it, as well as to contribute to football development in Botswana. He further pleaded with the sports leadership to give them the much-needed support so that they achieve their intended goal of improving the standard of football locally.
I would not be able to go anywhere without all of us, you guys being the stakeholders. So totani rekopa as and when tutwezo ya bogogi gore banne ba relibile, because ha gongwe ke palwa ke go bitsa sport ke re motshameko ka gore I just think it's ha ke itse re ne go ka batwa le go go le feng le go ka tweng le nne le ka ranola sport gore e ska nna motshameko Mr. Minister, Honorable, because I think the mindset ya rona e ganela hela go re sport ke go a tshamekiwa, you know, but I think we need to take ourselves seriously.
Rera Lebala, le Remafuta and others, by what they are saying, we want to make a contribution mo football nya Botswana. Mere batla go bona phetogo mo football nya Botswana. And these are the people that we need. These are the people that we need because they are breaking barriers. They are saying, go inyatsa mo ga rona mo ntsong go le mo go rona. A go re itseng gore dio tse re ka di dira ndi ka dirwa ke rona re le Batswana. And I hope other teams will follow suit, especially the so-called big teams. Tse re itseng gore di tswa kgakala.
Dinaledi Football Academy started operating in 2022, and the hope is that the facility will go a long way in developing football and producing world-class talent on home soil. Katlaho Kakwele, BTV Sport, OD.
Still in OD, Minister Rakhari urged the Botswana Football Association and Botswana Football League to get their house in order, as the current sequence of events can tarnish local football and sport in general. Rakhari highlighted this yesterday in OD, reminding the two parties that proper management of football is vital in attracting sponsors and developing the sport. The BFA and BFL saga saw the Premier and National First Division leagues being put on ice.
We really need to do something about where you see letters flying left, right, and center every single day. This has to stop. You know, I think about 2 months or so into Tiruerle Mohone. When the BFA said, Minister Rekopa uri thusekana, Ronali Diemoha, Khanza Makheto, Rakolo Taing, and that meeting, Unohala Telwakiwa BTC, where we called BTC to say, Kana we are playing a league, ace number 2. And you see exactly what is happening in our football right now. You see where we are right now, where we have our women doing extremely well without a sponsor. The private sector is scared to commit funds into our football because of what is happening currently. And this is lawlessness. Go itaola, go nyatsa Batswana. Ke ona go mo go iragala racing guy. BFA ya lona la itaola le nyatsa Batswana. And you better stop this. because you have voted into these seats to protect interests of football.
Now moving on to Saudi Arabia, Rose Branch completed stage 9 in 5th position to remain in the hunt of a maiden Dakar Rally title. Branch finished the 639-kilometer stage from Hale to Alula in a time of 4 hours 43 minutes. The stage was won by Adrian Van Beveren, followed by USA's Ricky Brabeck, with Pablo Quatanilla coming third in a time of 4 hours and 41 minutes. The Hero Motorsport rider now trails overall leader Ricky Brabeck by 7 minutes and 9 seconds, with 3 stages left in the 2024 Dakar Rally competition.
That's the end of stage 9, and yeah, a little bit disappointed. I lost so much time, but I gave it my everything, and I just wasn't fast enough on the day. And that's racing, you know. I'm not too disappointed in the way I rode. It was just I didn't have the speed, and I didn't take the risks that I should have taken. But yeah, we're here in one piece. Bikes back in the bivouac after another stage. Still in the fight. So got a couple more days to put the hammer down. And yeah, just try to stay in there. Thanks so much for all the support, and we'll chat to you tomorrow.
And finally, Africa Cup of Nations defending champions Senegal opened their campaign with a resounding 3-0 victory over Gambia in a Group C encounter played at Yamoussoukro, Cote d'Ivoire. Lydia Pologo.
In a match that proved to be highly competitive from the onset, it was Senegal who managed to get the upper hand, taking the lead 4 minutes into the game through Pape Gué's goal. A goal that ended the first half, giving the defending champions an advantage going into the second half. In the second half, Lions of Teranga extended their lead as Lamine Camara hit the back of the net twice, his first coming in 52nd minute before scoring the second in the 86th minute. In other Group G matches played last night, Cameroon shared the points with Guinea, while in Group D, 1990 and 2019 champion Algeria finished 1-1 draw against Angola.
And that is it for sport this evening. Khomoto Mapani is standing by to give us a reminder of our top stories. So I believe me and you will do this again tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Liza. Until we meet again tomorrow, have yourself a fantastic evening.
Likewise.
Thank you so much. Let's take a look at stories leading the way this evening. Preparatory meetings for 9 Aligned Movement Summit have begun in Uganda to draw an agenda for the heads of state meeting. New water connections to begin in parts of Tlokwe in February this year. And in sports, Botswana Football Association and Botswana Football League urged to get their house in order. That's all that we had for you in our news bulletin this evening. Up next is the weather update, BTV News, Ikanyarona. Hashtag BW Mindset Change at Changing.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast. I'm Pro Victoria Hosiame. Let's start off by looking at rainfall amounts recorded this morning at 8 a.m. We have 65 millimeters at Ramokhwebana Primary School, 52 at AK Lisetedi Farm, 40 at Masunga Police Pole Customary Court near Masunga, 30 at Lambakwena Primary School and Masunga Primary School, 20 millimeters at Tini Primary School and Sibina Primary School, 18 millimeters at Sololwane Primary School in Tutume, 12 at Shangashoga Primary School and Nkange Primary School, 8 millimeters at Tasabe Police Seneta Primary School and Mapoka Border, 6 millimeters at Khanti Med Station, 4 at Shashemuke Primary School, 2 at Bangale Agro Farm in Matangwane, and Maposa Primary School as well as Veda Med Station, and a few drops at Letlakane Med Station and Pandamatenga Med Station. Looking at tonight's solar images showing some partly cloudy conditions to cloudy conditions over some areas of Botswana, and we expect these to bring us rain tonight even into tomorrow. For tomorrow, I expect mostly cloudy conditions across much of the country except for Khanti and Kgalagadi, where I expect some partly cloudy conditions. fairly widespread thunder showers over Ngamiland, Chobe, northern central and northeast, scattered thunder showers over southern central, southern southeast Gauteng and Kweneng, and isolated thunder showers over Khansi and Kalahari. There's also a warning of heavy falls of more than 50 millimeters or more in 24 hours. For tomorrow, we're expecting warm temperatures over Jwaneng of around 17, 19 over Veda, Gumare and Shakawe. Hot temperatures over Nojan of around 20, Maung, Kasani, as well as Francistown, 21 over Mahalape, Gaborone and Zabong. In the afternoon, some mild temperatures over Ngamiland and northern central, ranging between 24 to 26 degrees Celsius. Warm temperatures over Chobe, southern southeast Gauteng, Kweneng, as well as southern central, of 28 over Kasani and Mahalape, 30 over Olifantsdrift and Gaborone, 31 over Lepepe. For Khansi and Kalahari, we're expecting hot temperatures ranging between 33 to 35 degrees Celsius. For SADC cities, fine skies over Cape Town and Appleton with highs of 35 over Appleton, possibilities of rain over Port Elizabeth, and isolated thunder showers over Johannesburg, Maseru, and Manzini with highs of 24 over Johannesburg and Maseru. Over Beira, expecting some fine skies with highs of 34, and thunder showers over Lusaka, Harare, as well as Antananarivo with highs of 28 over Antananarivo and 22 over Harare. For Windhoek, we're expecting some partly cloudy conditions, and thunder showers over Dar es Salaam, Blantyre, Kinshasa, and Luanda with highs of 29 over Kinshasa and 30 over Luanda. That's the weather forecast. Have yourself a good night.